Hey guys, so before we start cooking, I just want to quickly show you my okra. So over here I have 4 packs of fresh okra which I bought from African store. So I'm going to add everything into a bowl, pour some water, and then I'm going to also add what is it called, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, white vinegar. Oh, how could I have forgotten? Okay, I'm going to add this, but you can add salt. This is basically just to kill any germ, that is if there is any sitting on the okra. So I'm going to soak it in there for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll come back, wash and rinse it. Here is the washed okra ready to be chopped. So I'm going to be cutting, slicing or chopping the okra into tiny pieces. If you have a food processor, that would be perfect. Like, that will make your life so much easier. Okay, make sure you use your food processor, but since I don't have one, I'm going to be making use of my knife. Okay, so this is how I like to cut mine. Just basically what you're seeing on the screen. I don't even know how to explain it. Just what I'm doing there. Yeah, but you can cut it whichever way you want, whichever size you want. It all depends on you. Alright guys, of course I can't show you guys how I'm cutting the whole of the okra, so I just cut the whole thing, and this is the final result, or the final product. And these ones right here, I'm going to show you what I'll be doing with those ones later. But yeah guys, this is the chopped one, and yes, so the ones I cut into big chunks, I'm actually going to be blending them, and the reason is because I want this okra to be a little bit more slimy and more kind of, I don't know how to put it guys. I don't know, there's a texture I'm going for, so that's why I'm blending some of the okra. And as you can see, I already added 2 scotch bonnet peppers. I also added some water, which is about the same level as what I have in the blender, and I'm going to blend this, but not like really smooth, just like what you just saw now. And I'm also going to be blending this bell pepper, the red one. I'm just going to cut it into big chunks and throw it inside my blender, and then I'm going to blend it, like roughly blending, not like smooth blend. You get what I mean? Because I want to be seeing the a bit chunks of the pepper inside my soup. I added a tiny bit of water just because I wanted to help the blender. The blender is getting old and weaker every day. This blender has lasted for almost 3 years in my hands, so the blades are getting weaker by the day, so I have to add water to kind of help it out, you know. So after blending, I set that aside, and over here in my pot I have my mackerel, yeah, and I'm going to be adding my Ariosto fish seasoning. You guys, I love that product, that Ariosto, I love it. To that, I'm also going to be adding 1 seasoning cube. I'm going to be adding some salt. Just add salt according to your taste, but because the Ariosto seasoning already has some salt going on in it, I'm just adding a little bit of salt. I'm also going to be adding a tiny bit of ginger powder, I'm going to be adding some onion, just throwing in some onions, and I'm going to be adding some water as well. Cover the pot and allow this to cook for 10 minutes. Now while that is cooking, I'm actually going to go ahead and deshell my shrimps. I'm going to be using shrimps for this recipe. If you want, you can. If you don't like shrimps, you can skip it. But if you have fresh shrimps, make sure you go through this process. As you can see, I'm deshelling the shrimp, and as well as removing the vein. You can see the black stuff in there. That thing doesn't taste nice at all when you bite it. When you bite into it when eating the shrimp. So make sure you remove that. Okay, wash the shrimp thoroughly and set aside. Over here in my large pot, I'm going to be adding some bay, what is it called again? Oh my goodness, Blue Bay palm oil. Yes. I love that brand so much. Just about a cooking spoon, or even more than, because we are going to be using it to fry the fish. So once the oil gets hot, I went ahead and add the fish. You don't need to bleach it, not at all. Okay, just make sure the oil is hot enough, then throw in the fish. Now, warning, if you don't like fried food, then this video is probably not for you, okay? Because we are going to be frying over here. So I'm going to make sure I fry the fish thoroughly, not too dry, yeah, but crunchy enough. And once I'm done frying both sides, I'm just going to take it off the heat, set aside, and we move over to the next step. Look at that fish, guys. Oh, tell me you don't want to grab one or even more than one. Looks so tempting, right? Okay, back to the pot. Inside the same oil that I used to fry the fish, I'm going to be throwing in the shrimps, the ones I already washed. I'm going to fry the shrimps both sides for about 4 minutes, nothing more than that, because you don't want to overcook your shrimps. I heard that when you overcook the shrimps, it kind of gets rubbery. I don't know how to explain it, but make sure you don't overcook the shrimps, basically. So after the 4 minutes, I took them off the heat and I went ahead to add my chopped onion. This is basically 1 onion that I chopped. I used a little bit to cook the fish, and now I'm using the remaining onion. And to that, I'm also going to be pouring in the blended no scotch bonnet, oh my goodness, what am I even saying, the bell pepper, the red bell pepper that I blended earlier. I'm going to fry for 5 minutes, and then I went ahead to throw in my mushrooms, which I already washed, yeah, and I'm going to just stir it for a bit. And then here comes our chopped okra, lady fingers, as some people may call it. And I'm going to stir that in a bit. And then I went ahead to pour in the fish stock, that is the liquid we got from cooking the fish. And I'm going to mix everything thoroughly. And here comes the blended okra and the scotch bonnet peppers. We're going to add that now. Make sure to mix everything well. You can see how slimy that is. I don't know, for some reason the okra we buy here is not as slimy as the ones back home. So which is why I blended some of the okra to kind of give it that slimy texture. Yeah, and then I added a little bit more water, because for those of you that have been following me for quite some time now, you know that I don't like thick soup or thick anything. I like it a little bit liquidy, so that was why I added some water. I added two seasoning cubes, and I allowed it to cook for about 5 minutes, and I came back, mixed it up, and this is what it's looking like right now. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my fresh spinach. You can use frozen one if that's what you have, but I have the fresh one, so I decided to make use of it. Okay, fresh is always good sometimes, you know, but if you have the frozen one, no problem, it's as perfect or as good as the fresh one. Okay, so after adding the spinach, I went ahead and add the fried fish, the shrimps, and I mixed everything together, and I'm going to, you know, kind of cover the pot to simmer for about a minute or two, and that is it, guys. Look at that soup, look at that pot. Hey, the taste there, it was so good, so delicious, so yummy. And the good thing about this recipe, the method I use, is that you can use it to eat rice, or you can use it to eat your fufu. Either way, it goes so well. Okay, so for my Oyibo fans that don't know how to eat this kind of food, you basically, you know, grab your fufu as much as you can swallow, mold it into your palms, dip in the soup, take enough soup, and then swallow. That is basically it. And by the way, I'm eating oat fufu here. I formed it into a dough, and that's what I'm eating. That has become my favorite swallow these days. So that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this video as well, and I will see you all in my next video. For now, bye.
If you like this video, don't forget to click on the like button. If you're new to my channel, please click on the red subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my latest upload.